Hello there. So I was just live and now I'm live again. So my name is Jessica. I'm an expat expert and I want to share with you a little bit today some of the learnings and tips that I've collected over the years and how you can find ways to really settle in when you're moving abroad. So I was talking a little bit earlier about how you can connect with people, how you can get out of the house, but now I'd like to talk a little bit about expanding your mind. Moving abroad, moving to a new town, moving to a new city can be very, very exciting. I mean, a little bit scary, terrifying sometimes, but exciting too. This may be an opportunity, particularly if you're not working, to think again about what you really want to spend your time on. To think about whether there's a skill that you've left underdeveloped or something that you've always wanted to do, but you've never quite had the time, resources, or possibly even the courage to take that leap. So I'd like to share a couple of stories about things that I've done on the road that have developed into a way of making money for myself. The first is teaching English. Now, I first started teaching English many years ago when I was 24 years old. I was working in an underprivileged community in the north of Brazil. And one of the things that I knew I could do straight away to help was to teach children, particularly those who were living on the streets, how to read and write, how to draw, how to do basic sums, talk about geography, history. And after doing that for 6 months, I also taught in Paris. At this time, I was teaching English to French businessmen who wanted to improve the way they talked about their business and talked about how they interacted with other potential customers and businesses. And finally, in Thailand, I taught Korean and Japanese women primarily how to speak English. And I realized after having taught English 3 times in 3 different countries, it might be a good idea to take the next step and get a professional qualification. So I registered, imagine, after all those years of teaching at International House, and I did a 1-month CELTA course, which allows you to teach English all over the world. This certification has meant that no matter where I land, if I want to pick up teaching and I want to walk into a job, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Even in countries where English is the first language, there's always an opportunity to connect with people who want to improve the quality of speaking this incredible language. Another experience I want to share with you is that when you are following a passion or following something that you are naturally inclined to do just out of the pure love of it, you can also develop new skills and new insights into what is a hobby turns into something a little bit more exciting. So one of the things that I'm particularly good at is organizing parties and getting people together and networking. And I was very fortunate to get the opportunity to work for the Asian Development Bank on a huge conference that lasts 5 days and has 1,000 delegates. And one of the things I introduced into this 5-day event was something called knowledge networking, which then became dim sum knowledge. And the idea is that you get a whole group of people together, you get them to do a kind of speed dating where they can go from table to table and meet each other really fast in a fun and vibrant environment. One of the things that I love doing is connecting people who might need this service or might need that support. And one of the great things about living and working abroad is that if you keep your ear to the ground, you can meet a lot of people and start to connect the dots as you remember, oh yes, I know someone who needs a French teacher, or I know someone who's looking for a place to go for the weekend. And very, very quickly you begin to see the possibilities of bringing people together. So one of the things I'd like you to think about now is something that you do naturally, something that you do just for fun, something that you might not even consider potentially worthy of being paid for. And see if you can imagine a way of repackaging or representing those skills and natural flair and talent as something that you might want to develop in a more formal way. The next thing I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is thinking outside the box in terms of travel. One of the things that can happen when you move to a new city is that you have your go-to place where you feel very safe and secure, and you have a few other places that you go to regularly. And before you know where you are, you're in a bit of a rut and you seem to be going to the same places all the time. I would encourage you to reach out and see if you can find an innovative travel agent or a group that can walk with you or fly to a new location with you. So you go as a group, especially if you're in the country on your own, or if you're unable to go with your family because they're too small, but you want to perhaps get away for a few days and therefore you're on your own again. See if there's something in your experience. Can you think back to a time where you've gone out and you've met people in a group for the first time? And it may seem frightening to begin with, but then once you get to know people a little bit better, you can sometimes make firm friends. So I encourage you to take action today and think about a way to get out of the city that you're currently in and make that step, that courageous step to travel a little bit further afield. Even if you don't have a very big budget, you can always find ways to explore the city that you're in from a different lens, from a different perspective. And finally, I'd like to talk a little bit today about broadening your mind. So having a different mindset about living in a new place. And this sometimes comes instantly if you've got a natural affinity to the place that you're moving to. For example, if it's a place that you've dreamed of living in for a long time, so it's easy to arrive and really make a fantastic experience of it. But it's also possible that you move to a place and something in your gut is telling you, I don't want to be here, I don't feel comfortable here, I don't like it here. I'd encourage you to listen to that voice in your head and to think carefully about what it is in this place that's disconcerting and upsetting. It may be linked to something completely unrelated to the geographic location you're in, but in fact connected to something that's happened in your past. As you go back in time and think about what is it in particular that's making me uneasy, you might be able to make peace with what's happened before and feel a lot better where you are now. One of the things I can recommend is talking to people. I know by this stage, hopefully you've got a few friends and you've got a few trusted people here or back home that you can talk to about this particular thing that's getting under your skin that you're not too happy with. How can you go about this as well is trying to release any judgment of yourself. So for example, one of the things that I found difficult when I first arrived in Brazil, and this is going back many, many years, is that even though I was speaking Portuguese and people were speaking Portuguese back, we had quite a lot of difficulty understanding each other. And my first reaction to that was a bit of panic, because I thought, if people can't understand what I'm saying, how can I even, order a cup of tea or tell the taxi where to go? But once you realize that you've got a stumbling block there, just take some time away from this situation where you've got this potential challenge and start thinking about it going a little bit easier, a little bit gradually every day. And if you do this, you'll find after a few weeks that actually the thing that felt insurmountable has become slightly easier, and that you're able to communicate, perhaps not in words, but you're able to get your point across by assimilating and learning this new language of wherever you are. So this is going beyond words now. This is a communication between humans, and it's something that sometimes you need to cultivate a little bit more. So I hope this has been helpful and useful, and that if you have any comments, please do comment below. One of the things I've been working on is this fabulous 6-week course, which is all online. You'll receive a video each week, and you can accelerate that to have 2 a week if you prefer. And I've included with the videos some worksheets and some tools that I've used over the years that have really helped me to focus where I am now, to go within and to think a little bit more about where I want to dedicate my time and where I want to perhaps improve that part of my life that's gone a little bit neglected. If this appeals to you, and if you think it would be interesting to do such a course, I'm going to just copy in the link now in the chat below. And it's a fantastic offer. This product is normally $97, but for the next few days, it will be available for $27 only. If you're here in Nairobi, you can pay in M-Pesa. If you're overseas, you can go on my website and pay PayPal or credit card. Now, what does this $27 get you? It will give you 6 classes, powerful lessons on how to settle in a new place and perhaps look at things in a different light. I'll be giving you worksheets, not too much homework, but challenges for you to get out there and do things maybe in a different way and report back to me and others doing the course on just how that's feeling. You're breaking out of a few paradigms, you're breaking out of a few mindset molds. And finally, this offer is a limited offer. The course will go back to being $97 in a very few days' time. So if you would like to join us on this journey, please do follow the link below, and it will be fantastic to accompany you on your travels as you're moving from country to country. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments to see if there are any questions. Yes. So I'd like to let you know that the course is available right now. My name's Jessica Pelham, and so if you type in www.jessicapelham.com, you'll come to the website, More Smiles, Fewer Tears, and there you'll find the digital course, which, as I say, takes 6 weeks, but you could do it in 3 if you're in a hurry and you're finding that it's quite easy to do the lessons. I'd really highly encourage you, because I've crystallized 20 years experience of living and working on 5 continents into these powerful lessons, and I really would love to be part of your journey and to learn more. If you'd like to get on a one-to-one call with me, I will put a link in below on how you can schedule a call, and I'd be delighted to speak you through not only how the course works, but also how you can join a growing community of expats all over the world who are helping each other by sharing stories and experiences, and of course those all valuable tips that can save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and most important of all, a lot of heartache. So I'll just pop in my number down below. I'm a WhatsApp fan, but I also Line and I also Messenger, so you can get hold of me in lots of different ways. And thank you so much. And I won't be able to answer all of your questions at the same time, but if you drop me a WhatsApp asking or a Messenger message of when we can talk, I'd be only too delighted to get in touch with you. So to finish for today, I want to say thank you so much for joining. It's been really a pleasure to see you all. And remember that you're not alone. If you're feeling desperate, or if you're feeling like an expat in distress, as I often am when I first arrive in a new place, this is a natural part of moving and adjusting to a new location. Remember, you're not only moving country, you're moving a whole lifestyle, a whole way of looking at the world. You're being surrounded now by new insights in what the world looks from different angles. Thank you again so much, and do please get in touch as soon as you'd like to learn more. Thank you.